We're back on Rob Byrd's Moondog Saturday morning show, and I've got Matt Quemada with me again from Norman Camera's been every show so far. Hey, Matt, how are you this morning?
Good, how are you doing?
Hey, what'd you come to talk about today?
Well, the first thing I want to talk about was the resurgence of instant cameras, like Polaroid cameras. I remember if you remember probably back in the 70s, 80s, they were really popular, and that was pretty much the only way people shot. They kind of disappeared for a while, but now we're actually seeing a huge following for those types of cameras again.
Why?
Well, we can actually all owe it to Taylor Swift, believe it or not. She was the one that kind of spearheaded the whole thing. But it seems that the current generation of younger shooters is looking back on the more retro style things, and it actually we started seeing a company called the Impossible Project. They were actually buying and repacking old Polaroid film to use in the cameras because the cameras still function, a lot of the old ones. And then Fuji and Leica also have gotten onto the game, and they've started creating their own newer instant print cameras. They don't print the same size, they print a little smaller, but we are actually seeing about 5 or 6 new models that are on the market, brand new. Then you can still come in and buy the instant print films and everything.
Okay. Is there anything about them that's better than any other camera, really?
Honestly, no. It's kind of weird the way that everything have kind of gone back, backward in time, because the quality of the image is what it was back then. They didn't really make any improvements in color or clarity or anything like that. It's more so the novelty of an instant print. Because we seem to only share digitally, and now we're seeing that some people think it's kind of cool and quirky and fun to actually go back and actually have a physical print in your hand again.
Okay, well, I guess that is kind of cool, though, and I do think about it a little bit. I can snap a quick picture, and here you go. Here's our time together. Take this with you.
Exactly.
And I guess you could have some fun with that, so thank you, Taylor Swift. What else we got going on?
Well, on the lines of the film, back in 2011, our store actually decided to close our film lab, and we weren't processing 35 millimeter film anymore just due to the decrease in demand. But with the instant print film, we are also seeing a resurgence of people reusing film again. We're actually selling more film, a lot of used film cameras, and so we're actually going to be opening up a processing lab again. We're going to be right now limited to 35 millimeter color and black and white, and 120 and 220, so medium format color and black and white.
So very confused.
Believe me.
I mean, are these professionals or are these amateurs?
We're getting a lot of hobbyists, a lot of students, a couple professionals we were seeing are actually adding for like a wedding. They have a digital package, and for a couple extra $100, they'll shoot a couple rolls of film. And people are actually still wanting this. These print film again, which is again a little weird because I thought I was always going to be transferring over to digital, but we're seeing more and more people, and with the number of labs that are actually shrinking that do it, we're actually seeing a greater demand locally here in Southwest Michigan for the need to process film. So we're actually opening up a lab again. So,
but you're not. I'm just baffled here. I'm very confused still. And when I think going back to film and going back to now, how are these people getting the finished product after you process it? How are they getting it to look at it?
Well, because we do have a digital lab, we'll be scanning the negatives digitally and printing them digitally for everybody. Or if you just want the processed negatives to do your own printing, because we do have a lot of people that will be doing that do have their own dark rooms and enlargers and stuff like that, but they don't have the ability to maybe process the film. But we will be printing everything for people as well if they do decide they want prints as well as the negatives.
Okay. Now that you're talking about it, maybe it'd be nice to think about incorporating some of that into a video. I might be doing sometime. But what are they shooting on? I mean, I haven't really heard anything about this, so I'm quite confused. Again, I said confused.
No, I hear you. We tend to get a bunch of used cameras, older models from people who maybe are cleaning out an estate or something like that, or garage sales. So these used cameras like Pentax K1000s or Canon AE1s, AE1 programs, we still see them a lot in the store. We do sell them used.
What are you selling those for? How much?
Depending on the condition, usually between $50 and $150.
Okay. How much does film cost?
Rolls of film are going to be anywhere between like $7 and $10 a box. Some of the film, like the Kodak professional stuff, will get up closer to $20 a roll. And then the processing isn't going to be cheap either. It's
No,
going
and
to be
that's probably per foot, correct?
No, it'll be per roll.
Per roll.
And so it'll be either 24 or 36 exposure, but we're probably going to be pricing somewhere between 20 and $30 a roll. That would include the processing and prints.
Okay, and it still is a bit pricey, which is why it kind of was phased out in the first place. So it's with it coming back, I just don't quite understand it. But I guess as a professional, I do, because sometimes you want to get a different look. And if you shoot some stuff with video and then you go to something else that's film, or maybe the whole project in film,
right?
I think it complicates life a bit. But those that want to do it, go after it.
Absolutely.
What else you got going, Matt?
Well, we hope to be hosting a whole bunch more classes coming up here in the spring. We do have a speedlight class coming up, a family photography.
Hey, explain speedlight a little bit.
Speedlights are on-camera flashes, whether they be, well, you can actually mount them off camera, but to help supplement the light, sometimes you don't have a lot of light, and using a speedlight will definitely help. And it can be a very confusing subject for a lot of people. Amateur,
professional people?
Yep, both.
Both.
Yep. Well,
okay.
I do see a lot of working pros who are a little shaky when it comes to speedlights. So we're offering a class. It's $50 for the class, but you get a free flash modifier in the class, which is $50 retail, so it's kind of a wash.
Yeah, so and photography is, I mean, I know quite a bit about photography, but not the finer parts such as speed lights and flash and all that. I like the old portrait thing. It's so much easier. Tell me about your store hours and where to find more about you. We've got about a minute left.
If you want to find out about the classes, go to normancamera.com, scroll to the bottom of the homepage. We have a whole section for classes and events. You can sign up right online there. Our store hours right now, Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, 10 to 6, Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 7. We may be changing those up, so keep an eye on the website, though, for more accurate store hours.
Okay. Well, like I've always said, go find Matt. He'll take very good care of you. Moving on, Rob. Yeah, he was good to talk to you. Moving on, Rob Byrd's Moondog Saturday Morning Show on Super Hits 103.7 Cozy FM.